Well, it's officially fall now, which means the weather's starting to get a bit colder, and some of you, I'm sure, are thinking, woohoo! While others, like me, are more like,
no! God, please, no! 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 No!
But what can you do? Anyway, let's learn about some building muscle, huh? Welcome back, everyone, to Lifting Explained, your top destination for fitness actually backed by research. It's good to see everyone again. Today I'm going to cover my top 5 tips for building muscle. Number 1, be consistent. This is the most important tip on this list. You can have the best program, the best diet, the best genetics, blah, blah, blah. But none of that will matter if you are not consistent in your training. This means getting to the gym every week for the same number of days. Going every other week or once in a while or a day there and a day here will not get you results. Yes, hard work absolutely is important and plays a key role. But working hard once every 3 weeks won't help you build muscle. Figure out how often you are actually able to get to the gym and commit yourself to it. If that means twice a week, then do that. 3 times per week, great. 4 times per week, even better. The point is, create a schedule you know you can stick to. A mediocre program that is used twice a week, every week, is far better than an incredible program that you only use every few weeks. Number 2, eat right. Just like having to be consistent, you also need to have the right diet to build muscle as well. A common saying is that you can't outwork a poor diet, and this is actually very true. If all you eat is junk food, then you're not going to get very good results. Instead, you should have a good balance of protein, carbs, and fats. And yes, you do need various fats too. It's a major energy source for your body. The rule of thumb is to have 1 to 1.25 grams of protein per pound of body weight and 8 to 12 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. In terms of fat, this greatly depends on the individual. If you are on the heavier side, then a lower fat intake may be beneficial, and if you are on the skinnier side, then a somewhat higher fat intake may be needed. 40 grams per day is a good baseline to start with. Just keep in mind that each gram of fat contains 9 calories, unlike protein and carbs that only have 4 calories per gram. So experiment with your intake to find the right amount for you. In terms of fat sources, monounsaturated fats are your best bet, which includes olive oil, avocados, and almonds. Your carb sources should be primarily from vegetables, fruits, rice, potatoes, and other similar foods, not chips, fries, and other similar starches. You will also need the right number of calories to support muscle building. A good baseline to start is 16 calories per pound of body weight. Tip number 3, full range of motion. Go to any gym and you'll see countless people completing what looks more like half reps than actual full reps. You'll also see them loading too much weight, which automatically limits the range of motion, instead of lowering the weight so you can have an actual full range of motion. Any exercise you do should be completed with a full range for each rep. Now, there are times when half reps can be used, such as the 1.5 rep technique or completing a series of half reps after a full set of normal reps. There are, of course, also times when a person may have a limitation, such as a shoulder injury or poor mobility that inhibits their ability to complete a full range of motion. However, other than situations like these, a full range of motion should be used to optimize muscle growth. Only a select few can get away with half reps all the time, like Branch Warren, but this is because people like him have the right genetics that most people just don't have. Tip number 4, progressive overload. You should always be trying to increase the weight that is used. Now, I'm not saying to load the bar as heavy as possible and try to complete just a few reps with it. That's great for strength development, but won't really lead to muscle growth. What I mean is actually small weight increases over a certain time period. If you are able to complete 12 to 15 reps with a particular weight fairly easily, then it is time to increase the weight. You don't need to make a huge jump. Just using increments of 5 pounds is fine. The point is that you want to aim to increase the weight each week if you can. A lot of people just stick with the same weight week after week after week. This is great for maintaining what you have, but it won't help with new growth. Now, yes, there will be times where you need to stay with the same weight a week or two in a row, as you'll get stuck or experience a plateau, which happens to everyone. But you eventually will break through it. Progressive overload is vital for increases in both strength and muscle development. And finally, tip number 5, developing a mind-muscle connection. What I mean is actually trying to feel the exercise contracting your muscles as much as possible. This often means having to slow your reps down and completing them with controlled movements, instead of just banging them out as fast as possible. I often hold about half a second to a second for each rep after a lot of my exercises to ensure a full contraction and to make sure I am feeling it as much as possible. Okay, those are my 5 tips for building muscle. I hope they help you as much as they have helped me. Make sure to tune in next week when I'll be covering how much protein you really need. All right, have a good one, guys. I'll see you then.